Hey, what's going on, everybody? You want to start an outsourced accountant, bookkeeping, tax firm? I'm going to give you this one question or one set of questions that you should be using in order to get more clients. I'm telling you, this will work. It's what worked for me, and this is probably some of the best advice that I could possibly give you because I want to help you grow your business. Now, we help CPAs, tax and accountants, and then construction, home services businesses fill their sales funnel and dominate their competitors with websites and online advertising. So if you need help with that, give us a call. There's a lot of things you can do to start for free, but I'm telling you, once you set up a real good communication, and we kind of have 4 different levels. First off, we help you identify your core focus, which with the accounting thing and in most of our construction companies, we got that pretty dialed in. The second thing is we work on your messaging. And it's really crafted around Donald Miller's messaging of Marketing Made Simple and Story Brand Marketing. It's how do we make sure that we're helping move people through problem, solution, and result? How do we show the results that you're going to have? How do we do that online? How do we send the trust signals that are necessary? And then after we do that, we build your website and your marketing system. And that's everything from how do you track conversions to the website. And then we do proactive advertising, right? So I use Google Ads, Bing Ads, and then remarketing to drive business. But what's the one question? What's the one idea? And that's really what this is about, is there's one set of ideas that will get somebody's butt in your seat and will get a meeting for you. Because real quick, before I get to this question, I hate when people do this, but you got to run a meeting cycle. Your goal is to run a meeting cycle. I'm going to have a really in-depth explainer and download for people pretty quick here on our website about how do you actually run a cycle so that people are ready to sign up with you. But you have to prospect, you have to run a connect meeting, you need to do an in-depth analysis, then you need to unveil what you've found and show them the results that they would get with you, or show them how their life would be made different, and then you'll be able to close them. You got to get a meeting. You need these connect meetings, and in that connect meeting, you're going to find out who they are, what their story is, identify what's important to them, and you're going to share what you do, right? And you're going to find out if there might be a good fit, because you have to have character, chemistry, competency. So you got to convey your competency. You have to show that there's some chemistry there between you and the business owner, because trust me, you only want to work with businesses that you have chemistry with. And then character, you got to convey who you are, right? And you have to be full of character first. But if you're running that meeting cycle and you're going towards that connect meeting drives to the analysis, then your goal is to somehow pique people's interest, right? You have to pique their interest to start this relationship. And that's what this meeting is really all about. The whole cycle is about how do you move people into more intimacy to really understand how you're going to make their lives better, right? This isn't about you, but just like a good relationship, whether you were asking out a girl or whatever that looks like, if you just went out and asked for the sale right away, that'd be weird, right? So you don't want to cold call and then ask for the sale. There needs to be this development, and I think there's 3 stages. 1, you pique their interest by showing them how you make their life better, helping them thrive or survive. 2, you're going to help enlighten them as to how you work to solve their problems, how you work to make their life better. And once you've done that, once you can convey that, then eventually you'll get some commitments out of them. And I think there's multiple levels of commitment. 1, you've got the commitment that, yes, I want to become a customer. 2, you got little commitments on the way up there. Maybe I'll do that analysis with you. I'll take that meeting with you. But it all starts with piquing their curiosity. And what gets a business owner's curiosity piqued? That's a big question, right? Because I'll tell you right now, I get more doggone emails and cold calls from SEO companies trying to help me do stuff. It's insane. Every business owner that you intersect with probably has 15 people a day trying to separate them from their hard-earned money, right? I was just writing another article about how the financial services industries are like succubus, just dragging life out of business owners because they don't actually add value. They don't pursue their best interest. That's a whole other subject. But business owners get fatigued on this. So you have to pique their interest on how you make their life better, right? So here's a couple things. Remember, in my outsourced accountant model that we help people do, and we help them do that online, hire us, we love doing it, is when you pique their interest about how you can save them in taxes. Every red-blooded American, I don't care left or right, Democrat, Republican, nobody wants to pay more than their fair share in taxes. Nobody. I have seen hundreds of different businesses, some of them more liberal leaning, some of them more very conservative leaning. None of them paid any extra in their taxes. Not one of them. Not one of them said no to a good, wise, proactive tax planning opportunity. None of them did. right? Some of them might be like, oh, I don't want to do retirement plans, but that's a whole other deal. So they want to save taxes, and this comes down to, watch my videos, this is pretty easy. When it comes to saving taxes, what you need to find out is you got to find out what their relationship with their current accountant is. Remember, we're trying to get a connect meeting. In that connect meeting, we're going to unveil all sorts of stuff. I'll have our guide will show you more of this. Then when we get to the analysis, you get to do some really good analysis and then come back and show, hey, here's where I think the opportunity is. But in that, you want to find out what kind of relationship do they have with their accountant, because if you're going to do the three things, because here's the three things I want you to do. I want you to help them mitigate taxes. I want you to help save their business time and money by doing stuff for them. You're a staff alternative. That's how you drive a bigger retainer. And then you're going to help protect them and keep them compliant, right? By doing things right, by showing them how to protect themselves. You do those three things. There's a giant litany of services and advice that you should be getting underneath those umbrellas, but that's how you make their life better. Help them build wealth and save their taxes. Help them save time and labor by hiring you to do stuff, and then keep them protected and compliant. Well, if that's what you're doing, pique their interest around the S Corp benefit plan. So it's questions like this. So I meet a business owner. I was trying to type this out and it doesn't work, but let's just say I bump into a business owner. So first of all, you got to be prospecting, right? When you get to know people, see the pickups with logos on the side. Take interest in people around you. If you take interest around them, you'll have an opportunity where they say, well, what do you do for a living? Well, I tell you what, I'm an accountant, but I'm not your typical accountant. I actually focus on mitigating taxes. Like, I'm a big proactive tax planner. Most guys just do taxes, but we're all about reducing their taxes as much as possible. Now, how long you been in business? You learn their story. How long you been in business? How'd you get started? What's that like? How big's your operation? How many employees you got? And as you're doing that in a natural way, eventually you need to ask. So now I always got a question for you. Are you an S Corp yet? Or have you elected to become an S Corp? Or do you do a lot of proactive tax planning throughout the year? Or are you more like reactionary the way most of them are? Now, this goes one of two ways. Either one, they say, yeah, I am an S Corp, but I'm not that proactive. Or B, they're like, no, I don't know, I'm an S Corp, but I'm not an S Corp. Or it's just this, I don't know. Now, not all these business owners want to know the nuts and bolts. They don't want to know how the sausage is made. But if you start piquing their curiosity to show them, well, so are you an S Corp yet? Let's just say you meet somebody that's making 150 G's a year and they're not an S Corp, right? You can start showing them that it could be that maybe you take that 150 G's and you take $50,000 and make that a distribution. Multiply that times 15.3, maybe subtract a little bit out of there. You're going to show them how to save a ton in self-employment taxes, right? Even if that's not a clear, surefire way for you to show them how to mitigate taxes, you'll be able to jump in and you can say, hey, how about, have you looked at how to use a SEP IRA, a simple IRA, or a solo 401k, or retirement benefits? Are you paying for healthcare out of your business? Are you attracting good employees by providing tax incentive-based benefits? Are you using real estate cost segregations, depreciation to offset some of your income? Are you taking stuff that's subject to self-employment tax, maybe owning your facility that you're going to rent from and having that S Corp rent from an LLC that owns depreciable real estate? You know, there's all these ideas you can get into. You can show them how to hire veterans. You can show them how to get tax credits. You can do a ton of stuff, because and this is what it comes down to. There's a huge difference between people that get proactive tax planning and those that don't. People who play proactively to pay their fair share and not a penny more and get good advice. So you want to pique their curiosity. Ask them if they're an S Corp. If they're not an S Corp, show them, hey, do you mind me asking, how much did you make? I don't know. It's like 110,000 on paper, but I got like $1 million write-offs. Oh, cool. Did you know that it could be possible that I might put $7,600 a year back in your pocket? Maybe. I don't know. The bottom line is here's how it works. You cut your income in half. Half is subject to SE. The other half isn't. So half is subject to 15.3%. Half is not. Now, there's some complexity in there that you need to work with a wise accountant to figure out, but it might be worth it. Now, you don't do a lot of proactive tax planning. I would love an opportunity. If you'd like, I do an analysis for free where I look at your tax return, kind of look at your financial situation, and I'm not selling it. Well, I'm selling my services, but my goal is to help you kind of do three things: mitigate taxes and build wealth. We provide services. Sometimes, I don't know, what do you do for bookkeeping? And then you just start unveiling, what do you do for bookkeeping? What do you do for payroll? Who actually processes that? What does that look like in your business? But if you pique their curiosity with the S Corp, it's huge. If you pique their curiosity with What do you do for payroll? But that S Corp is really hard to beat because what that does is it exposes the relationship they have with their accountant. And business owners deserve proactive tax planning. Okay? So use that question to start asking, because tied to an S Corp is, so now let's say they are an S Corp. Cool. Well, there's this tension between how much you should take as a salary and a distribution. How do you guys make that throughout the year? Does your accountant kind of share how much of a salary versus a distribution you're taking and what's going into the thought process? Because here's the deal, accountants. You have such a diverse, cockamamie way that you make that decision. I have heard so much craziness. I'm not saying one is right and one's wrong. All I'm saying is accountants have like 400 ways that they determine what your salary should be. They go look at the chart at what the average salary would be and make that up. All the way from, we don't do a salary. I mean, I've seen it all, folks. Now I think Mark Kohler's book, Sandy Botkin's books, the tax playbook by Mark Kohler, Kohler, and Sandy Botkin. They got some good stuff. Guys, if you need help doing this, if you want help communicating this value and putting it on the internet, doing some ads, that's what we do. We'd love to help you. Good luck in everything you do. Use that question. You got to prospect and use that S Corp, because you can peel back the onions of the conversation. It leads to so many conversations. How are you making these decisions? What does payroll look like? God bless. Good luck. Go out there and execute. Take action, doggone it. And add value in business owners' life. There's a huge difference between people that get proactive tax planning and those that don't, and you can bring that value. Good luck, guys.